Welcome back to my platform, those of you that are returning and those of you that are new. Welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm going to be doing a reading for you guys today. Okay, a psychic reading. So welcome anybody that has not had a reading from me before. And thank you for spending your time with me, you guys. Know that if you have any personal questions, you can always send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will pause the collective reading that I'm doing for everybody, and then I will answer your question, okay? And I also work with another psychic, and we pick up on the same things. So, if there's anything that needs to be cleared with your question, we'll look at that. Or if there's anything that needs to be healed, we'll also look at that, okay? So, share this information with other people. Share this platform. Share these videos, you guys, if you feel comfortable. Okay, make sure that you watch all of the readings on both platforms. Okay, all of the readings are gonna, well, each reading that you watch, I would just go through, and whatever picture you feel drawn to, whatever title you feel drawn to, click on that. Okay, I also have another channel that's called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. You guys can check that out as well. Okay, but yeah, watch the readings because each reading will have a personal message for you to pick through, right? And it's going to help you on your spiritual journey. Knowledge is power. So there's a lot of knowledge that comes through these readings. So take advantage of that. Know that my readings are timeless, so that just means that whenever you get to watching this reading, there's going to be messages in here for you. Okay. That is you drawing in what you need to hear. If anything that I say makes you feel afraid, that part of the message is not for you. These readings are mainly to give confirmation about things. But if there is something that's prophetic, I will tell you that it hasn't happened yet, or it has happened, or whatever. Okay. So there are, in the description box, there's to this video, there is 2 links I want you guys to check out. The first link is to the book called The Truth of God by Michael STEADMAN. That is the book that helped me develop, because I've always been psychic, but it helped me develop a yes and no answering system with God so that I could ask immediate questions. There's 3 extremely valuable techniques in that book. I suggest that you guys who are beginning your journey and want to spiritually advance quickly, get this book, okay? It's going to help you. So there's the God technique, which helps you shift out of your ego into your God conscious state so that you can view things from a higher perspective, okay? Which helps you detach, and it also helps heal the situation. The mind technique is a technique where you question thoughts and beliefs and you get rid of the thoughts and beliefs. And then the joy versus anger technique is developing that yes and no answering system. Okay, so that is the first book. I suggest that you guys get that book. Read it. It's not going to take you a long time to read. Welcome everybody coming into the chat. And the second book that's in the description box is called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. That's the book that I've written, and it's got a lot of different tarot spreads in it. Basically, it's got a spread for each of the major arcana cards, and it helps you learn how to read your own cards so that you can move beyond self-doubt. I'm doing good. I hope you guys are doing good too. It'll help you move beyond self-doubt. All you need to get is the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, which is the original, and that is basically going to help you. It's the same as always. So if you have any personal questions, you guys can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will answer your question, okay? And I'll pause the collective reading. So know that that is very cheap, available help, okay? All right. Let's jump into the prayer. So check out the books, you guys. When you have the money and you have the time, get the books, work through the books. It's going to teach you a lot. It's going to help you spiritually progress. Okay. All right. So we're calling upon the Most High God, the Holy Spirit, the archangels. We're calling upon our spiritual team of highest light and resonance, the ancestors, and our spirit guides. And we're just asking, and our guardian angels, that they put a protective shield around us, keeping us safe, blocking out all negativity, any harmful energy, or anyone or anything that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. I pray for the highest light, the highest wisdom, the highest knowledge, and the highest truth to be revealed to me and my collective, and I pray for all of my subscribers. So I just want to say, God, thank you for this platform. Thank you for prospering me. Thank you for everything that you've done for me. Thank you for all of my collective, and all honor, worship, and glory and praise goes to you, Most High. Amen. Okay, so by watching my videos, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. That means if I talk about anything in the realms of health or legal, that you are following up with a lawyer or like a doctor, okay? Because I don't claim to be a doctor or a lawyer. I'm basically an intuitive, a psychic, a spiritualist. And all religions are accepted here, but I am not a religious person, so just know that. Okay. So I'm just looking at the question that came in. Oh, so I just have to say no bullying me or my collective or anybody in the chat. Nice. Let me see here. How will this OV case be handled Thursday? You have a clean record, just made a mistake yesterday drinking and driving. Okay. Interesting. Let me just look at that. Okay, so first of all, OV obviously stands for, what is it called? A DUI, doesn't it? That's what I'm thinking according to what you're saying. And you're going to court this coming Thursday. What is the date? Today is like a Sunday, or it's a Saturday? It's a Saturday right now. Okay. So let's just look. You know, this is your first offense, right? I mean, that's what I'm picking up, that this is your first offense. Okay, so the whole thing about the car being impounded, if that's happened, I feel like you've got the money to make a payment, you know? You had a few drinks with the friends, but you got pulled over on the way home. Okay, well, this is basically your warning to, if you're going to be out drinking and driving, I suggest that you just don't drink and drive. Only have one drink. I think it's like you're picking your car up tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, pick your car up. I don't know if you're going to have to take somebody else with you. Just be aware that that might be the case if you're done with alcohol. That'll be a good thing. What I'm getting is that because this is your first offense, I mean, I don't know what state you're in or what are the laws are for that, but I do feel like you're going to have to pay a fine. You're also going to have to pay to get your car out of the impound. They're probably going to suspend your driver's license for a short amount of time. You can't drive until court Thursday, first offense. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I'm picking up. They may suspend your driver's license for like 6 months. Okay. Or they may require you to get an extra type of insurance. I forget the name of the insurance, but it's like an insurance that's for people that are driving. Like, you may be able to negotiate. Have you contacted a lawyer? That would be my next question. Praying that she downgrades the case. Yeah, I think it just depends on what your blood alcohol level was at. I'm getting that because it's a first offense, you're going to obviously have to pay a fine, but I'm not really seeing jail time. I feel like it's going to be possibly a suspending of your license for maybe 6 months or whatever the law says. When it comes to that, and then I feel like you're going to have to make payments to the court. You haven't spoken with a lawyer yet? Okay. So are you thinking about like hiring one, or are you thinking about using one that they have? Because they will give you like a free lawyer, but from my personal experience, it seems like the lawyers that they give you work with the judges in some type of way. Like, that's just what it seems like. But my next question would be, you might be able to get some type of like whatever this insurance is. One of the cops told you have clean record, it shouldn't be that bad. Yeah, I'm not getting that you're going to have to go to jail or anything. I'm literally getting that you are going to have to pay a fine. Whatever the amount is for drinking and driving, you're going to have to pay that. They might send you to some alcohol classes. This is your first offense, so it's not really proven to the courts yet that you have a problem with alcohol, but they might still send you. You complied the whole time. Well, that's really good. That's the smartest thing that you can do. Because trying to fight the police would get you in so much more trouble. And yeah, we don't want to even go there. So you're definitely going to have to pay a fine. Yeah, you just had a few drinks. Yeah. So like literally what I want you to do is if you go out again with friends, get an Uber. Literally, even if you're like, oh, the Uber is too much, the Uber is so much less than a DUI. And when you get a DUI from well, not my personal experience, but what I've seen with other people is like they'll get a first DUI and then it's almost like their car is marked. So like if the police see their car again, they'll definitely pull them over. And so, yeah, just it would be better to either ride with a friend. Well, even if, see, in some states, even if you ride with a friend and if you're under the influence, and they're under the influence, they will take everybody's license away. And that's in the vehicle that is riding with the person that is drunk, right? And so, yeah, so that is something that to keep in consideration. That's why Uber is such a great thing. And it's even if you think like, oh, okay, well, it's going to cost like $40 to do Uber. If you end up getting an Uber with your friends, you guys could split the cost. Not only that, it's going to be way cheaper to just get an Uber to go out to the bar so you can have a few drinks and not have to worry about driving and not have to worry about this situation again. As far as having like the locking system that sometimes, hold on one second, I'm getting rid of this weird person. Sometimes they'll put like this alcohol blower thing in your car, but I don't think that they're going to do that. I think that what they're going to do is they're going to fine you. They may tell you to take some type of class, and then you may have to get some type of special insurance. Okay. And the insurance, it'll be a little bit more expensive, for a few months. I keep hearing 6 months is what I'm getting. So yeah, 6 months might be like either how long they suspend your license. I know that there are some cases where they won't suspend your license if you need your vehicle for work, or if you need it for picking up kids. Sometimes they'll give you the option to have the little thing that you can blow in to start your car. But like this is your first offense, so I'm getting more that they may suspend your license. You'll have to retake some type of written test, and I feel like, oh, thank you. Jesus loves you guys too. I feel like, yes, I feel like the DA and the judge will be more willing to work a deal with you because this is your first offense. And then just make sure from now on that if you go out to drink that you get an Uber. If you're going out with friends, you can ask them to split the Uber. That cuts down the cost. And it will absolutely be much cheaper than having to go through this process ever again. And I don't feel like you are going to go through this process. I think this is a learning situation, but just knowing, it's like I don't think that they're going to ask you to give your, I don't think they're going to ask you to give your thing right away, like guilty or not guilty. I don't get that they're going to ask you to do that. Not at this first hearing. I think you're going to meet with the lawyer on Thursday, and you'll probably set up another court date, another time to come to court where you'll actually give your plea, guilty, not guilty, no contest. And then based upon what your lawyer says to the DA, you started drinking more due to this girl that you ran into. Well, that's not good. Some type of dark magic was on you. Wow. Well, that could very well be the case. I mean, literally, that could be the case. But I'm getting that what you're dealing with now is like the physical side of things. I'm also feeling a self-worth issue. Okay. So this could be like your self-worth being demeaned because you've gone through this experience. So what I'm getting is that when you go into court, talk about how you have a job, talk about how you really need to use your car. If they're going to suspend your license, You know, I think that they're going to ask, yeah, you know what? Don't be too hard on yourself though. But I can feel the anxiety in your stomach. It's like really bad cramping. Um, yeah, they might suspend your license for like 6 months, or they might require you to get this other type of insurance that basically causes you to have to pay like whatever your regular insurance is. This is like 3 times the amount, but that will be, you know, only for a certain amount of time. They're going to probably ask you to go to alcohol classes. It may not be AA, but it could be some other type of program that the courts actually have. If they give you the option to take the classes, that may be part of the deal. Take the classes. It's not going to hurt you to take the class. You may need to get a ride to the class, but I do feel like you're going to have to pay a fine. Most definitely, you're going to have to pay a fine. Okay. And I also feel like, yeah, you're not going to have to give your verdict. I think it's what if is it a verdict or a plea, whatever it is that you say you're guilty or not guilty, you're not going to have to give it on Thursday. Uh, you know what? That's a good question. Let's ask Google if a DUI stays on your record forever. Because from what I understand, you know, after a certain amount of time, things can be taken off of your record. So let's see. But just be aware, okay, that this is going to cause your insurance for your car to go significantly up. So like if they do end up suspending your license and tell you that you can't drive for like 6 months period or 3 months or whatever they you know are talking about, just know that you're in your car insurance, your regular car insurance, it's going to spike, okay? So let's see. Does DUI stay on record forever? Yeah, it does. Okay. But its impact, this is what it's saying. It's saying that yes, a DUI conviction generally stays on your record forever, but its impact lessens over time. So, like, let's say 10 years from now, says on your criminal record, it's permanent unless you get it expunged, which requires completing all penalties. So, and meeting specific criteria. The specific criteria that you may need to meet to get this off of your record could be taking alcohol classes. They are going to charge you for that. But I feel like even though you've been, I don't get that you're an alcoholic. You're not addicted to alcohol. I feel like this issue is enough to basically put you in the right lane so that you're not going to drink and drive again. You know what I mean? But it is possible to get it expunged. It says that, you know, it may drop off your insurance purposes after several years. Like if you're in California, it could be 10 years. Okay. But on your criminal record, the one that they basically, the criminal record is what they're going to basically use against you if you get in any other type of trouble. That can be expunged, sealed, or dismissed. It can either be sealed to where people cannot have access to see that, or it can be expunged, which will require, you know, some type of specific criteria. It could be having that blower thing in your car to get your car started. Oh, it's Ohio. Okay. It could also be taking alcohol classes. You may have to, because I do feel like they're going to probably suspend your license. You're probably going to have to take some type of written test to get that back, or there's going to be some type of written test. So yeah, permanence. While its conviction is significance for driving penalty decreases, in California, for instance, a DUI stays on your driving record and counts as a prior for 10 years. So let's see. Insurance companies often stop penalizing you after a few years. So you're going to have to pay that extra fee. Or they'll make you get this other type of insurance. I forget what that one's called, but it's like for people that have had suspended license that have had DUIs. But where it will show up will be, you know, on your criminal record, okay? Which means that people like landlords or employers could see it, okay? But if you get it expunged, you can petition the court to have it expunged, which is either dismissing it and sealing it so that after completing all sentencing terms, probation, you're going to be put on probation for sure, which means that whoever, first of all, what I'm getting is that whoever you were hanging out with last night is not a good influence for you. Okay. This girl, whoever this person is, they're not a good influence, and they're not going to stop drinking because you have to fulfill your probation, fines, and classes and stuff like that. So again, you may want to think about who you're surrounding yourself with, and they may want to think also, because I get that, it's not her. Okay, well, whoever you were out partying with, literally, just think about no, this probation is going to be like, it's not going to be like where you like house arrest or anything like that. It's basically a probation saying that you cannot have alcohol in your system at all. Sometimes they do this, okay? Sometimes they'll say you're on probation for 170 days or a year. Sometimes it just depends on what they decide to do. But the probation is going to be like, you cannot be caught with alcohol in your system above this certain amount percentage, or you cannot be caught driving your vehicle, whether you're drunk or not. You'll be put on some type of probation for the future. So the probation is something that you just, it's like a grace period to where you're like, okay, I'm not going to make any more mistakes. Because if you violate probation, they could end up putting you in jail for like a couple days or a week or something like that. But I'm not getting that you're going to have to do any jail time because this is your first offense. If you follow through with taking all of the proper classes and whatever they say for you to do, because they're going to make you pay a hefty fine. Make sure you do not default on that fine. That is one way, that is one of the fastest way to get a warrant put out on your arrest, is that if you have agreed to make $100 payment per month and you miss that $100 payment, and you don't call the courthouse or whatever, they will, it's like an automatic system to where they'll put a warrant out for your arrest. And that warrant may not send a cop to your house to arrest you, but years down the road, or whenever you get, and I'm not saying you're going to get caught up again, but if you were to ever get caught up again in the future, you would have that warrant out. And then at that time, they could take you to jail, especially if the amount that you owe is like over $300. They could take you to jail and force you to get out of jail to pay a good chunk of that, of whatever you owe. So there is going to be a fine that you have to pay. You are going to be put on probation. And I do feel like you're not going to have to give your plea, the same day, but you'll want to talk to your lawyer about, for you to get a reasonable deal, because the lawyer is going to communicate with the DA, which is a district attorney. So you've got a lawyer on your side, right? And then on the other side, the courts, the people, right? The judge, the courts themselves, they have a lawyer. And so the DA and your lawyer, why it's recommended that you guys get lawyers is because the DA and your lawyer will communicate, and they will come up with what they feel like is a fair agreement. And then if you can meet the terms of that agreement, then you avoid maybe even having to have your license suspended. But I'm getting that they may suspend it for a 3-month period. They may force you to get on, let me ask what the name of the insurance is that you get on when you get a DUI. And then if you're going to drink in the future, just stay home. Don't leave your house. That's probably the safest way to drink if you're not going to use it Uber. But like I said, if you get with your friends, like you could literally, if you have cool friends, you could meet up at a friend's house. And so the Uber's not having to go to all these different locations. You could go out with your friend, or you could have the Uber even come to your house. Your stomach, I was picking up on your stomach. I was feeling the anxiety and the fear that you're feeling. I think because it's like you're afraid to go to jail, but you're not going to go to jail. So that you have to get. Okay, so let's see what it says. Okay, this is what it's called. So they may tell you that you need to get an SR22, and that is the type of insurance Yeah, that's a type of insurance. So people who don't pay their insurance, their car insurance, after a certain amount of time, they'll have to get a SR22. There's certain conditions that it's basically special liability coverage. So it makes you a high risk driver. And so they will add that SR22 onto what you already have, and they are going to spike up the insurance that you've already got. So that may be something that they do. Yeah, that may be something that they end up doing. So just know that you are going to have to come out of pocket a bit when it comes to making the fine, or the SR44. Yeah, it was saying SR22 and SR44. And so I've heard SR or FR44, excuse me. I've heard of the SR22 before though, because there's more situations that basically your who you have insuring your vehicle will submit the filing for that to the DMV, certifying that you have state required liability coverage. Okay. But again, you're in Ohio, so they may not ask you. It's very common for like California, Texas, Florida, Virginia to have those insurances. It's quite common. But you'll basically be classified as a high risk driver. So you'll be given probation, which means you cannot get a speeding ticket, you cannot be caught with alcohol in your system, and you cannot be caught being under the influence while behind the wheel. And if they do suspend your license for a short amount of time, you know, you basically cannot be caught driving. And so that's why I feel like working with your lawyer and with the DA, because you don't have priors. I don't know if you have college education. I feel like you've got a decent job. So you've got responsibilities that still need to be handled. You did. Oh, okay. So, yeah. So, for the first offense, they're going to hit you with at least $1,000 fine. Let's ask how much is DUI fine first offense? That way you can be prepared, because it always looks better like the day you go into court. And again, you're not going to have to give your plea on the first day. You're going to just meet with your lawyer and talk things out. But when you do go back, if you can make that first payment right then and there, it always looks better for the court. So, okay. So yeah, it may be anywhere. I'm looking at for Ohio specifically. It may be anywhere from 565. Now that's the lowest I've ever seen it. Like straight up, because for when I've seen people get DUIs, it's almost always $1,000. But it could go from $565 fine to $1,000, $75 fine, plus jail time, minimum 3 days, or driver intervention program. What I'm getting that it could be that instead of doing the three, you may want to just decide, okay, they may give you an option to do the 3 days, and pay a lesser fine. You're probably going to want to do the driver intervention program, which is a 1 to 3 year license suspension. This is like exactly what I was talking about. And it'll be 6 points on your license with potential for yellow plates. And this is why I was saying how they mark you, so that if they see you driving and you have yellow plates and it looks like you're being erratic or something, they may just pull you over and test you right off the bat. So just be prepared for that. When it comes to scheduling your appointment with the judge, it's always better to meet with the judge after they have had lunch. That is like when judges are hungry, and this is something that's been actually tested. When judges are hungry, they tend to be more hefty on the fines and stuff like that, and more hardcore on what they're going to do. And so because you didn't resist arrest, because you are basically you're going to follow all of the rules basically. I'm getting that the license suspensions could be 1 to 3 years, but I don't get that it's going to be like that. The 6 points added to your license, I don't know if that's a permanent thing. That'll be something to ask your lawyer. And then the jail time, you know, it starts out 3 days and it goes up to 6 months. So I don't know what somebody could do with a DUI, maybe unalive somebody that could get 6 months. I don't think that you're going to have to do 6 months. It says, so high BACs, which is 0.17, I think that's alcohol percent and up, will require a minimum of 6 days in jail. And if they do decide to do that, you'll have the opportunity to say, okay, well, I'm sometimes they'll just take you in right then and there. And sometimes they go, when do you want to serve that 6 days? And you can kind of do like, okay, well, I'll do this weekend and I'll do next weekend and I'll do the weekend after that. And you just basically go to the jail and submit yourself. But yeah, so the biggest thing that would, if you were 0.17 and higher, it's probably going to be 6 days, or yeah, 6 days requirement in jail. But that would have been like way more than just a few drinks. So I feel like your lawyer is going to say, they don't have any prior drinking and driving record. There's no other alcohol. Do you have any other alcohol related? Yeah, jail's probably not fun. Do you have any other alcohol related charges, like not driving under the influence, but just being under the influence? Okay, good. That's what I was feeling. So it's like, it's not like, it's not like you're struggling with alcoholism or addiction. I feel like this is going to be a situation that helps you in the way that it's going to keep you from. So just to let you guys know that I'm answering a paid question. If you guys send me a $20 super chat with your question, I will answer the question. So yeah, what I'm getting is that it's not going to be as bad as you think it is. Where it starts out at $571 and goes to $1,000. I feel like you may be forced to pay somewhere in between that. And so set up, with whatever you can pay, set up a payment plan. But just know that when you go in on Thursday, it's not like you're going to have to give your plea right then and there. What they want to do is when you have that first initial meeting, is your lawyer, whoever your lawyer is going to be, whether you choose one yourself or they have one, that person, you're going to want to have that person negotiate with the DA. And the DA will try to do something that's remotely fair. Like, it seems to me like they try to meet you halfway. And so, yeah, you might not have to get that extra insurance, but if you don't have to get the SR 22 insurance, just depends on your blood alcohol level, then, yeah, they're going to just know that you're going to have to pay more on your regular insurance. Okay. So, a couple things with money, but other than that, you're going to be okay. Just make sure that you make a better choice next time. All right. Okay. So yeah, if it's about the same subject, I can answer it. But if it's about a completely different subject, then it would be another $20. But yeah. And then if you don't have any points on your record, let me ask if when you get a DUI, the 6 points, if that can come off. Because it seems to me like if you could get your record sealed or expunged, they should be able to remove that. To the 6 points for DUI, stay on your license. Let's see. Okay, so the good news is that the 6 points can come off your driving record after 2 years. So yeah, they're going to give you, a probation period, which means that you cannot have any type of alcohol related incidents or any type of driving related incidents. Okay, it's why you picked up drinking. Okay. Interesting. So you feel like ever since you came across whoever, Jamila, I don't know if that's how you say her name, sending like, yeah, okay. Let's see. Well, no, I am getting that you're picking up on that there is some energy that was set into motion. The energy was not for you to get a DUI though. I'm getting that this is more like a some type of backfire. Like it was something that was supposed to draw you to her, okay? Let me ask the other psychic as well, because it's definitely an energy. My client got a DUI, and then there's this girl that's a bartender that ever since he ran across her, it's like he's had a hard time with drinking. And it feels like some type of energy manipulation that was put out, but it's not supposed to get him in trouble, it's supposed to draw him to her. Or something else. Yeah. Another person that's jealous. Okay, yeah, that does feel right. Okay. So another third party interference.
Yeah, I mean, he's drawing it to him now.
Yeah.
But it's what he's drawing in is coming from this other
Female. Okay. Okay, so yeah. So basically what we were picking up on is that yes, there's energy that's been put into motion, but it feels to me and it feels like to the other psychic that there is another female. Is there any other female that you were dating or talking to that could be possibly pissed off at you, like jealous because you're talking to a new person? Because I'm literally getting that, like, what triggered this energy to be put into motion was you talking to this person, but it's not actually coming from the person you think it's coming from. It's coming from somebody else, another female, maybe somebody that you used to be with, somebody that's still in love with you. She was doing something you caught her on after time passed by. Interesting. Yeah, it's definitely coming from a like third. If I look at you and Jamila, it would look like it's coming from her, but it's not actually coming from her. You started thinking about her like 24/7. Yeah, and that's what I was picking up is that it could be a backfire from whatever this other magic that was done. Because somebody's put something out. She might have paid somebody. No, this feels like another female that you were talking to in the past that you used to be with. That's kind of what I'm getting. Is that what you were feeling too?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're both picking up on that. I don't think that she paid anybody. Not Jamila. I don't think that she paid anybody. But I also don't think that she's a good influence for you. Not past life. No, this is somebody in this lifetime that you were talking to. Or maybe you didn't want to be with them because there's a whole lot of jealousy coming from this person.
That other girl doesn't have the energy herself, but something with her.
With her.
And has directed it in his direction, and the energy is coming from this other.
Okay.
That's had dealings with him.
Yeah. Does it feel like the demon alcohol? Okay. So what we're picking up on, because there is actually the word alcohol, what it means, like its Hebrew version. She barely knew you. Yeah, you didn't want to be with her. Yeah, it's coming from that person. So it's not her sending it, but it's the demon alcohol. The word alcohol means body eating spirit. Okay, that's what it means. And so it's the spirit of alcohol that takes people over. The best crystal to cancel out that entity, okay, is called black onyx. And that is like literally the best crystal to get that thing off of your back. Because I feel like if you're going to continue to periodically drink, that's basically keeping an open door to that spirit and that energy that you're picking up on. But like if you were to just go complete cold turkey, like I don't get that you're going to have any type of negative physical effect because you're not addicted to it. But if you were to go like cold turkey and stop drinking, then that demon would have a lot harder of a time because you wouldn't be keeping an open door to it. Yeah, you went through spiritual warfare the past few years. Yeah, it was related to this other female. Absolutely. And this person is like jealous. Okay, they don't want you being with anybody else, but they're also very possessive. Just like this demon is possessive and it likes to jump in people's bodies. I've literally seen this demon do this shit before. She tried to block your destiny or something. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's something like that. It's not exactly your destiny, but it's trying to mess with your outcome, your fate. I would say it's more trying to change fate. But yeah, I don't know if she believes, you know, you start seeing Jamila's husband everywhere. Wow, like he's spying on you. Okay, well, that would be a good indicator to back off of that relationship. Because, like, I get that Jamila is low compatible for you. She may be very attractive, but she's got a lot of stuff. She's got a lot of shit going on with her. And she's got a lot of negative karma as well. And so she might be going through some experiences that are very negative. Oh, you wanted to say that she's a witch and he's a warlock? Interesting. Yeah. So the demon alcohol is what it's called. What it does is when people start to when it's directed at somebody, okay, or if you keep an open door to it, it's like when you start to drink, what it does is it will jump in and try to take possession of you so that you drink too much. That's basically what it does. With just about every person I've seen it work on, that's what it does. That's kind of how we figured out that black onyx is how to expel it from the body and keep it away from you. But you got to have, if you were to get like a black onyx ring or pendant, or I don't know if guys wear pendants, bracelet, or even just a stone, you have to carry it on you. Because if you're out and about and the stone's at home, the stone's not helping you. It's got to be within your arm's length. So yeah, that's how I would definitely get just a piece of black onyx, and it's not going to be super expensive. You can probably find one for fairly cheap. Let's see what the internet says. I don't know if you know of like a crystal store or a metaphysical store, but you can definitely find crystals online. So let's see, cheap black onyx, and it's a black stone. Yeah, you can get a piece of black onyx that's like a fancy piece that's carved in the shape of something for like $1.82. So that's not going to be hard for you. If you wanted to get something nicer, you could get yourself a ring. That's like $14. It's not a super expensive stone. So I feel like you'll be able to find one fairly easily. Absolutely. Yeah, she was siphoning your energy. Well, it's not as much siphoning as it's like exchanging energy. She was trying to exchange their, and it feels like more than one person, but their energy for your good energy, basically. And so I feel like working with the black onyx is going to help. Staying away from alcohol is going to help. And then staying away from triggers also. I would literally, I can't tell you what to do, but I do foresee danger in the future if you continue to mess with Jamila. And then this other person from the past who is a straight weirdo, I'm not trying to be rude, they're very desperate. So, I don't feel like they're going to get unpossessed. I feel like they could be drinking as well. And so, staying away from people that are drinking, that make everything about drinking, that's going to be kind of important for you. I feel like, especially for this probation period, because the probation period basically starts from the moment that, welcome in, fashionista, from the moment that you get in trouble to whenever they say it's over. But then even after that, once you've gained control of this, and I would just call it like a minor issue because it's not like you're addicted to it. Once you gain control over it, it's like basically not going to be that big of an issue in the future. And anybody that's like, oh, come out and party, Just remember that if they don't have something planned like an Uber or a Safeway, if you're under probation and you get caught with alcohol in your system, even if you're just having an argument with somebody and they call on you, then they'll put you in jail. So you definitely don't want to violate the probation. Whatever the terms of agreement that they give you, you do not want to violate. And so get the black onyx, wear the onyx, okay, for the time being. I would wear it to court as well. Make sure when you're getting your court appointment, set it up to be after lunchtime so that the judge has eaten. And then whatever lawyer you decide to go with, tell them that you would like to make a deal because it's your first offense and you've learned your lesson. You're not going to do it again. You're willing to take any classes or do any type of community service. See, another thing, instead of having to do the jail time, is they may say, well, we want you to give 30 hours of community service or 60 hours of community service. If they say that, take that, because that's going to be a lot better than having to go to jail for 6 days or 3 days or whatever it is. Okay. You were thinking about community service, so that, and sometimes they won't make you just do picking up garbage on the side of the streets. Sometimes they'll actually let you pick what community service. So you could choose to work at an like adoption center. You could choose to work at a pet adoption center. There's a whole lot of different things that they'll give you a list of places that you want to help people. So this would be a good time to replace the unhealthy habit of drinking, knowing that the word alcohol, which is the name of the demon of alcohol, literally is a body eating spirit. So it's not something that you want to continue to do excessively. And if your friends are into doing excessive drinking, then you may want to think about getting new friends, or at least being more responsible, you know. Absolutely, absolutely. I really feel like whoever this other female that wants you back from the past, they're possessed by this demon you've been seeing, okay? The shadow that you've been seeing, the thing that you're seeing, they're possessed by it. I don't feel like they themselves have the power to send this thing to you. I feel like they focus on you possibly when they're drinking, and that's how it's sending it. So you'll maybe want to do a cord cutting. There is a YouTube platform called Steve Noble, STEVE NOBEL, and they've got different cord cutting meditations that you can do with Archangel Michael to cut cords. But yeah, you just want to distance yourself from that person and then stay away from the bartender lady, because you're right. You keep seeing her husband for a reason, and that does not give me a good feeling. And I feel like this person has cheated on this husband more than once, and so it would be dangerous to keep going around them. And then whatever they tell you to do when it comes to your insurance, you feel like she was sent in. It could be, yeah. Whatever they tell you to do with your insurance, make sure you do it, because they're going to keep track of that. By him, interesting. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of jealousy in this situation. Like a lot, or they were working together. There's a lot of jealousy in this situation. The things that people will do over jealousy is crazy. So get the black onyx. That's going to help. Make sure that you are not late to court or anything like that. Schedule the appointment for after lunch, and I think you're going to do okay. They're going to obviously slap you on the wrist, so be prepared for that. But also know that you're not going to have to give your plea the same day. They'll make a separate date for that, and then you can prepare for that. But yeah, and then make sure that if they do decide, just depending on what they decide, just make sure that you're making better choices and that you're not putting yourself in the same position. It's much cheaper to get an Uber than because if you were to get a second DUI, oh no, they will extend the probation for like more years, and they will make you do jail time and stuff like that. And so you want to avoid having to go to jail. And I feel like doing community service would be a better option for you anyways. But you're definitely going to have to pay a fine. So I would save up some money so that you can make your first payment when you're in court. And as far as getting a lawyer, you may want to get one yourself because, like I said, it just, to me, it seemed like the system was pretty rigged when I went into court. And I was dealing a situation that was stupid. It was really stupid. It wasn't anything like a DUI. It was like a noise complaint type thing. And it just seemed like they were working together, like against me. Even my own, I was just like, no, this shit's weird. It's definitely a manipulation, but stay away from those people, okay? And just make sure you don't violate the probation, or if they give you alcohol classes, take the classes like consecutively for a week or something so that you can get them out of the way. They may give you like a packet of information you have to fill out so that you can go to one of these classes and get assessed for if you need to take the class. Almost everybody that fills out one of those packets ends up having to take the test. Even if you say that you don't drink and you only drink once a year, they always find a reason to make you have to take the class because they get money for that. So, yeah, I've stayed away. It's like she did a binding spell. Yeah, it feels more like this entity as is the binding spell. I don't know if she has power like that. I'm not really picking up that this person's powerful like that. So, cancel and rebuke it though. I mean, hell to the no. This entity doesn't come around for no reason. I will say that. Like it's definitely already been with whoever sent the energy. So it feels like, you know, when you wear the black onyx, it's going to keep it from jumping in your body and possessing you to drink again. Like there's some people that they'll take one drink, and after that one drink, it's like they have to have another and another, and it just keeps going. That's when the spirit has taken over. So if you can avoid alcohol, they also may, if they make you take the classes, you may have to do a random alcohol test like once a week. They'll call you into the courts. You pay like $15 or $20. It's probably gone up since I've heard about it. And then they'll test you with your saliva to make sure there's not alcohol in your system. But because you don't have other prior alcohol charges, they may not do that. So, yes, I know it is definitely some wicked people in this world. It's why you got to be really careful who you lay down with, who you're around, and who you're involving in your energy. But I feel like you're going to do fine as long as you follow everything we're talking about. It's like you have to keep drinking. That's definitely not you. That's definitely the spirit. Yeah. When you see, this is a beautiful thing. You becoming aware of this demon and how it manipulates is like the first step to you saying no to it. Because this thing doesn't want to hear you say no. It literally, the reason it possesses people is because it wants to experience drinking through people. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Some type of sex magic. I don't know if it's that, but it does feel like whoever this person is, it feels like they are already a dark person. I mean, they're not somebody that prays to Jesus or anything like that. So it doesn't, I don't think that they have the power within them to do anything to you, but I do feel like what they're directing towards you, this alcohol demon, basically that has the power to manipulate you, and it does like to get people in trouble. It's a agent of chaos. So just make sure that you are following the laws, that you're paying whatever fines, that you are sticking to your probation, and then stay away from people that don't mean you any good. Okay. All right, you guys, if any of you guys have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat and I will answer your question. So just know though that by you knowing this information, it's gonna basically get you out ahead of it. And you'll, with the black onyx, the demon can't do anything to you. So it may just move on to somebody else, which would be the greatest hope, right? Okay, so now we're gonna do the collective reading. So I hope you guys are having a good Saturday. And just be more responsible next time. Get an Uber, or if you do choose to drink, stay at home, okay? And whoever the female from your past is, avoid them at all cost. All right, Queen of Cups is what just came out. So you guys could be very nurturing people. You could be very soft-hearted people. You're very welcome. I hope that that helped. I know that it brought a lot of clarification to me of how things are. But yeah, I feel like you guys are being seen as a perfect spouse, somebody that would be really good to be in a relationship with. I'm also getting that there could be somebody that's super shook hearing that you guys have moved on, or hearing that you guys no longer want to go back into an old cycle. Like, somebody finding out that you're connected to God is shocking them. Like, they're just like, what? What do you mean this person has a connection to God? Whoever these people are, they're like, they didn't believe that God was real. But it just goes to show you that there's always a bigger picture in mind when the universe and God sends you into somebody's life, especially if that person is karmic for you. It could be to show them that God is actually real. The world. A lot of you guys could be getting new jobs, you could be getting new cars, you could be getting new homes, or you could be getting ready to relocate. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe and tap the notification bell. But yeah, like, this is a goal being achieved for you guys. This could be a new residence or a new, like, actual workplace. Some of you guys are really good people for helping the less fortunate. You may have a dream of helping people. That could be part of something that you want to do. Yeah, you've always had a connection. And I feel like this spirit, it manipulates people whether they have a connection to God or not, because it basically, its main thing is wanting to experience drinking through having a human body, and this thing is not a human. And so, you know, it's just like any other disembodied spirit that just wants to have a body to play in, basically. And because the demon is obviously a demon, it doesn't feel like, it does not care about taking responsibility, because it's not going to stay in somebody's body long enough to get a consequence. And I know that sounds weird, but this is just how these things operate. This type of thing, anyways. So yeah, what I'm getting is that, you know, as long as you guys continue to love yourselves, everything's going to work out in your favor. If you guys are getting ready to travel or go on vacation, some of you guys could be like, I want to travel the world in 2026. I feel like there is going to be something that comes in that gives you the ability to do that. This could be like you guys winning a vacation. 9 of Cups, wishes granted, basically. For some of you guys, you're wanting to begin new businesses. You're wanting to start a new avenue of work. You're wanting to get into a new field, and this is going to happen. This is like you guys stepping into your calling. Literally. This is like you guys stepping into your calling. And I feel like, you know, when you stand in your own power and it's not like you're it's not like you're putting your beliefs on other people. You're just wanting to create something that's more in alignment with your future. There will be a few people that are shook about that, but just know that when you have the backing of the world, the 9 of Cups, this is showing me like situations become resolved, cycles get broken. Ace of Swords, you guys are protected. Even when people have tried to do their worst to you, you're still protected. You guys are still alive. And for some of you, somebody wanted to take you out because they thought you would be an easy ass target. And I do not think that people who are kind are weak. I think that that's a delusion that people think when they see that you're somebody that's kind, that wants to help others. They literally think, oh, that person's weak, not even knowing the strength that it takes to be kind to people. Literally, a strength that it takes to be kind. Yeah, kindness is not a weakness. Kindness is a power. It's like a superpower. And sometimes we make the mistake of being kind to the wrong people, and then those people try to come back and use that kindness and throw it in our face. But I'm getting that even if somebody does that, you're going to show them that you are not just, you may be a nurturer and a very loving and somebody that would be a perfect spouse, but you're not just, this is not all of who you are. This is all that this person sees. And we take the gender out of tarot because we all have masculine and feminine energy. But this person, all they're looking for is to see, you know, would you be a good spouse? Would you be a good partner? Would you be somebody that signs off on their bullshit? For some of you guys, and I'm not a politics person, Politics is like woo woo to me. It's just so out there. It's abstract. I don't feel like people fall into different categories like that. I feel like some people could spend half their life in one type of area of politics, and then the other half could be completely different than the first half, so they could switch up. So I like really feel like for some of you, politics is part of your calling. Like that's just for some of you. But I'm getting that, you know, you guys are you're people that like to help the less fortunate. This is why when you devote your time to doing something that helps you and helps other people, you're going to see a return for that. When it could be good karma that comes back to you. People underestimate like merit, okay? Some people literally underestimate the power of good karma. When you pay it forward, it will be paid forward back. That's what I'm literally seeing with this Ace of Swords protection. Yeah, you guys are like literally mastering something. This could be your own emotions. It could also be, you know, a way of living, a healthy lifestyle, changes that you're creating. Your dreams for the future will come true. So what you're putting your energy into is very important at this time. I'm also getting that, you know, whatever projects you have, if you put something down, this may be the time to pick it back up. Don't give up on your hopes and wishes and dreams just because somebody poo-poos it, okay? I will be the first to tell you that with God, anything can happen, okay? Literally. So don't put limitations on yourself, because that's what other people do. They like to put limitations on you. I do get that some of you guys will be put, and this is why I was getting politics, and again, I'm not a politics person, but this is why you guys may be put in a position of power to be a leader, because you're going to help defend those who cannot defend themselves. And that's part of the knighthood that is already in your guys' blood. I'm also seeing that you may have spent the majority of your life doing something completely different, and then all of a sudden realize that you could make a difference when it comes to politics or something like that. And so, you know, be open to new things. I feel like be confident in yourself. You're going to be in a position to lead other people because you are going in the correct direction. This is why people will follow you. Knight of Swords could be something with the military. I don't think that you're going to be in the military, but you could be handling a situation that has to do with the military. I'm getting that a lot of you guys have been through a spiritual war, literally fighting somebody in the spirit. You've learned how to get past psyops and all of these other like Cold War techniques that the military or just dangerous people will use on other people. So, you know, I do get kind of like, y'all broke free from MK Ultra. You're not able to be manipulated or controlled. You know, when society realizes this, they may act a fool for a moment, but they will get it together, because not everybody is going to be down with the MK Ultra bullshit. Like there are some families that are just satanic that are down with that, with the experimentation and stuff, but you guys are breaking some type of mold here. I'm also getting that if any of you were thinking about joining the military, this is just a warning that you may do better in some other type of avenue. You know what I mean? So, you know, welcome in, Becca Lara. It's nice to see you. So yeah, hopefully I didn't miss anything. I just saw you pop in here. But yeah, I'm literally getting that some of you guys are really good advisors. You're going to be able to help other people find peace. I am seeing that if you don't like very strict structure, then maybe the military is not going to be, you know, the way that you want to go. Becca Lara, did you send me money? I didn't see anything come through Super Chat, but again, I can always go back and look. Or if you sent it a different way, just let me know. But yeah, I'm literally getting that this is going to be a revolution, you know? You're going to be bringing new thought into the equation. And I feel like there are going to be people that want to detest this new way of thinking because it doesn't go in alignment with their agenda. So exists for there's going to be a little bit of resistance, but it's not going to be something that's going to actually stop you or block you. So just be aware of that. that there may be some people that don't want to see you reach this new height of mastery, but it doesn't matter what these people want. They're going to have to watch you succeed. The sun, because you guys have done the work. You're healing, you're in the light, you're releasing whatever inner child wounds that you had, and you're moving forward, which means that you're going to see another sunrise, literally. You guys are light workers. The sun would not have come out if you guys weren't. I also get that you guys are maturing, not like getting old, but you guys are just becoming more mature people. You can handle, like, I want to say, more situations than you could in the past. And there is a big boost of confidence in career happening here. All of these changes that you guys are making is going to shake somebody to their core, because I don't feel like they were anticipating you to just become someone great. But yeah, somebody was stuck in illusions when it comes to you. They're confused. I really do feel that whoever this person is, they're more confused about you than anything else, because they thought that you were one type of way. Come to find out you're a whole different person. This is why you can't categorize people. That's why I feel like with politics and anything else, it's really hard to put people in one type of box and for them to just fit that box. It's very difficult. I'm also getting that whoever these other people are, or other person is that is watching you, they're definitely experiencing some type of supernatural event. Like literally, they're experiencing some type of weird psychic event that they can't explain. The only way to explain it is God. That's the only way to explain it. And you know, you're dealing with people who are atheist in some type of way. And now, once they see that God exists through you, they're going to want to switch their shit up and become a better person, which is a good thing, you know. It's a good thing that you can inspire somebody to become better. And it's also a good thing that divine intervention can also inspire somebody to be better. Yeah, you're dealing with somebody that's in the Five of Pentacles. They've been casted away. Maybe this is an ex that wants to come back and live with you. Do not let this person in, okay? Don't let them come back. There's also somebody that wants to take your job at work or take your place, and they're not, like, fitted for that, so they're not able to do that, actually. Yes, they won't believe until it's put right in their face, literally. And even then they'll question it, but there is no like questioning it when God is showing itself, like literally. I'm getting that you could be dealing with somebody that just got fired from a job, or they're unemployed. Yeah, you guys are about to come into the Six of Wands, being publicly known, rewarded for your hard work. Whoever this other person is, they can sense that that's about to happen. And so they wanted to come in with all of this aggressive energy. I would also be aware that there is somebody from either MK Ultra or the government watching to see what you do with your abilities, with your talents. And at this point in time, that's all they can do is watch. They can't really interfere because all of their tactics have already failed. You know what I mean? Ten of Cups. Yeah, you're getting your wishes fulfilled. If you guys want a family, that will happen. I'm getting not to go backwards, though. Don't go back into an old way of thinking. Don't take somebody that's homeless back, okay? Whoever this person is, man or woman, whatever they are not stable, and they cause instability anytime they get around another person. So for you to have a successful, happy relationship with Source, with your higher power, with God, with the divine realm, you need to keep away from this person, okay? You knew that it was happening to you, literally. Yeah, yeah. And this is why they can't do anything about that. Once all of the gang stalking and all that stupid shit that they were doing, the psyops has failed. What other method do they have? Like, that's literally the only method. They have to wait for you guys to slip up, and I don't see you guys slipping up. I'm actually seeing that you may have an opportunity to purchase a home in the future. You know, whatever you feel like committing your time and energy to, it's going to be successful. And these people are waiting like vultures, basically, to come in. Yeah, the very foolish people you're dealing with. And because they feel like you are so kind and giving, they feel like you're just going to give up the goods. In what world? You're not desperate for this person. they're desperate for a place to live, but beyond that, that's all they want to use you for. So it's like, no. I'm also getting that if your parents don't like this person, there's a reason that they don't like them. Because they're foolish ass behavior. This is like the type of person, like, for example, that gets their paycheck. They get paid like $4,000. That's just, this is an example. But then they take and they owe, $2,500 for rent. They take $3,000 of that and they go and get Beyonce tickets. That's the type of irresponsible ass energy I'm getting from this person. And they know damn well that they have to pay their rent, but they're thinking of only what do I want right now? What can I fulfill right now? It's always a temporary thing. It's never a permanent thing. So I feel like this person, whoever they are, they need to go invest in themselves, get themselves some therapy, get themselves in order here. They should not be trying to come back and have any type of relationship with you when they are not stable. Like if you were just a place to live, then what does that say about them? That they're basically a user. And this person is waiting for you to feel sorry for them so that you could basically let them back in. You're not going to let them back in. You're over here working on your dreams, moving toward your goals, creating visions for the future, following those creative visions and manifesting them. You're waiting for your ships to come in. And it's got somebody feeling super insecure. Like they feel like it was so much easier when they were just able to live off of you that they want you to just let them back. I mean, that's literally the energy that they're holding. But I also get that if you go within and you heal this situation of why somebody keeps trying to come in to use you for finances or a place to live, the next person that you draw in will be completely different. So it's not like you can't heal the situation. But some of you guys just need to release your ex-husband, your ex-wife, your ex. Okay, you need to release them. Some people think, oh, they gave me to God, I can come back and fuck around. No. When we give somebody to God, it's like we're not taking vengeance into our own hands because there's no need to. This person's in the Five of Pentacles. What would you even need to? They're already fucked up. Like there's nothing that you would even need to do to this person to hurt and harm them. They're doing it to themselves. And that is basically clear. This is why they feel like they need you guys literally to stay afloat because things were so much easier. Like I just keep seeing this person go back like an OCD person go back over and over again through how things fell apart, how they were a good for nothing piece of shit the majority of the relationship and were lazy and never contributed to anything. But they're only looking at it from the aspect of take. Yeah, cord cutting with all exes, they're not looking at it at the aspect of like, well, what could I offer another person? This person knows that they don't have anything. And they're also in major debt. Because like I said, the Beyonce tickets, it's not that this person's going to Beyonce. I don't even think she's still touring. But that was just an example. Like taking the rent money you worked your ass off to get and then spending almost all of that rent money on tickets to something or on somebody that you met at the bar. Like that's the type of actions that you're dealing with here with this person. And that's why I was picking up with the Sun that you guys have matured. You're no longer in this space where you're accepting bum behavior. You're no longer in this space where you're just going to let a man or a woman live with you and live off of you. Now, if you were married to this person and it was, a traditional relationship, female, I mean, that's a little bit of a different story, but I literally get that this is a complete weirdo that you're dealing with, this ex of yours. Yeah, they have to walk away from this very vain hope that, yes, impulsive, thank you. They need to walk away from this idea that, that they're going to just be able to walk in and out of your life whenever they get ready. Because that's also a vain hope. You guys are not accepting bums into your lives. Like it's like that Scrub song. Yeah, this person, Four of Wands in the reverse, this person is wishing and wishing and wishing and not taking any physical action to resolve the things in their own lives. Literally. They're not taking any type of responsible action that would actually put them in a position to be appealing to anybody. Could be a Capricorn, could be a Capricorn Aquarius. It could also be, this person is definitely some type of either Scorpio, Capricorn, Capricorn Aquarius. This person, they need to balance their chakras. Their chakras are completely out of whack. I'm also hearing that this person just truly wants to escape responsibility. They want to be able to throw all of the responsibility of day-to-day life on somebody else, and they want to contribute 10% while that person contributes like 90. That's literally the percentage that I'm seeing here. I'm also getting that whatever this person was investing in when it comes to copying you or trying to get close to you, trying to send somebody in to get close to you so that they could copy you and take something from you, even if this person is trying to use your intellectual property in any type of way, they're not getting money for that. Their projects and work does not produce the financial gain that they had expected. And so this person's in financial disappointment right now. Some of yours are going out of whack while you keep trying to balance whack. You know what? That's okay. The fact that you keep trying to balance it shows me that you have more integrity than this other person that would never, ever think about a chakra. I mean, they're basically just surface level. 5 of Wands. This is somebody that's competing with you. Even though this is not a competition, life is not a competition. This is somebody that did, when they were around you before, they didn't want to see you succeed. They've got a very competitive ass nature, and you know, that's a blockage in itself. I feel like if you were to get back with this person, they would do something to hurt you so that they could feel like they're better than you. And I don't feel like that's a good thing. I mean, physically hurt you. This person would literally try to do something to financially injure you, mentally injure you, emotionally injure you. They want to break you down. And they want to challenge your authority. Good luck with that. The Hierophant. This person could be having to answer to a Hierophant, like a spiritual group. And this is the thing. You guys are not just going to up and leave being a spiritual person to go join no weird ass religion, cult, or coven. Like, that's not what you want to do. And there's no amount of magic that this idiot can do to make you want to become a Freemason or a coven person or whatever. Or even join the Illuminati. It's a hard no. You know, this person could have to answer to a religious system. And they feel like being attached to you in some type of way is going to make them look better. But with you being a spiritual person, it's actually not to these weirdos. Then this Hierophant group is a bunch of weirdos. Like, this person doesn't have to bend to their authority, but they will because they're a weak person. And they feel like if they don't follow this, you know, program of this Hierophant group, then they're going to be shit out of luck. The Tower, like I said. Yeah, you're not going to be crossed over. It's not going to happen. These people are in the Tower because they abuse their power. It's like every aspect of their life is open to a disaster. And they're also having grief over a broken relationship. This person is not stable. They're not mentally stable, not emotionally stable, not physically stable. They're also got something going on with their health, and they need to be going to a doctor. This person does not go to the doctor. Yeah, you guys are being seen as a divine being, somebody who is a mother to, like, literally either children or plant babies. You guys could love plants. You could be literally working on what you're going to garden, what you're going to do with your garden this next year. You're making bigger plans here. You're also extremely protected. Somebody wants to separate you from your basic roots that have developed where you're at now. This is like somebody thinking that they can just come and uproot you like you're a tree, right? And your roots are like where you grew up, who you are, what the basis of your personality is. This person thinks that through psychological manipulation and torture that they can manipulate you. And that's the way that they were fractured. These people are tools. 3 of Swords. Like I said, you don't want to be involved with this person because they're still messing around with someone from their past. And just like how this person was trying to live off of you, this other person that they're messing with right now, still, they were trying to live off of that person. And that person cannot support this person. So it's just a stupid relationship. I'm also getting that whoever this is from your past has a pattern of being an abuser, and it would eventually end in domestic violence, because I was picking up this weird ass like when husbands get to cheating, when they get to competing with their female partners or whatever, that's weird. Okay, same thing with vice versa, females trying to compete with men. Like, it's fucking weird. Pick a lane. It should be like that when two people come together, they support each other. It should not be a competition. This person could never compete with you. They're not looked at the way you're looked at. This person's not meant to be a leader, because they literally cannot even make smart choices for themselves. I'm also getting that, this person thinks that you still have googly eyes for them. Knight of Wands. Yeah, this is all this person's ever going to be. It's like an overly sexual, very shotgun wedding, hurry up and rush things, try to force you into a commitment. No. Especially you went through hell when you were with this person, because they were leeching off of you. Like, there's no way that you're ever going to accept this stupid shit back. And there's no way that you're ever going to go search it out. And I don't care what type of magic this idiot pays people to do or does themselves. It's not going to work. It's literally not going to work, because you're already aware of what they're doing. So this is why you don't fuck with people who are high priests and high priestesses. 8 of Wands. Yeah, this person's at the crossroads because they've made so many bad choices when it comes to their finances, when it comes to their career. Nobody wants to hire them. This is why they want to live off of another living being. And this is not like this person's disabled. There's nothing wrong with them other than them being very immature and irresponsible. Other than that, they can go work a 9-to-5 job. This person could go work a call center. They just don't want to. 7 of Pentacles. This person is hoping that you will change the tables, turn the tables in their favor, so that they can gain something off of you. It's funny to me how people will throw you to the wolves and think that that shit is hilarious while they're kicking around with some other person, sleeping with them, making babies with them, making houses with them. And then the moment that you start to come into the success that you worked your own ass off for, all of the things that you've invested in that are coming to fruition, here comes this person with their fucking hand out, thinking that you are going to be this soft, oh, I'll help you. Hell to the no, dude. No, you're not going to help this person. They need to take stock of their financial situation, okay? Like, this person seriously needs to start selling all of this stupid shit that they own. I'm getting that this person could have multiple jerseys that they could sell for like hundreds of dollars, different items that they bought off of like NFL or whatever that they could sell. It's not that this person doesn't have anything. They just don't want to give up their earthly possessions, Or even Gemini, literally, this person, they just don't want to give up their earthly possessions. Temperance, you're being protected by Archangel Michael, and things are being balanced out in your favor. So just know that when it comes to this person, you're coming up way higher ranked in the tarot. Like, the cards are what the cards are, but the energy, that's also what it is. It's like you're highly ranked, and this person they feel like they shot themselves in the foot because they didn't see your door to value when you were there. And so this person threw you to the wolves and tried to bury you. They could have left you with a lot of debt, or they could have left you in a bad money financial situation. And this person never crawled out of the pit that they dug. Like, this person fell into the own freaking pit that they were trying to bury you in. They fell into that shit, and now they can't get out. And it's like, you don't feel bad for this person. Yeah, King of Swords. This person's up under judgment. They really are. And this King of Swords is not going to play. This King of Swords is not going to play, especially when it comes to taking something from you. If you were the creator of a project, an idea, or something else, there's evidence that you created it. I don't think you're going to let this person get close enough to steal something from you or to act like they created it. This is like somebody else wanting to take full credit for your success, since you haven't been with them, saying that they were the necessary trauma for you to become who you are. Like, what? No, God is how you became who you are. Not, I mean, yes, this person traumatized you, but they're not the reason that you love God, okay? Like, they're a narcissist. Then they're carrying the 10 of Wands. This person wants to cast these burdens on you, and they literally think that this is possible. Only if you were to accept this person back and take responsibility for their, like for example, this person had a child with somebody else. Why don't they want to be with the person they had a fucking kid with and keep the family together? Why is it the moment that they see you succeeding, this person wants to all of a sudden come back and be with you? And they could have been going in between. Maybe they have more than one baby mama or baby daddy that they're going in between people, going back and forth. It's like really weird energy. I feel like you guys deserve so much better, literally. And this person's going to have to watch you get so much better, everything that you deserve. I feel like this 10 of Wands battle that this person is facing is burdens that they could easily put down if they would just behave like a regular adult. Yeah, you cut this person off because you knew that they were a snake. A snake is a snake. When you can identify what a snake is and who it is, then you cut them off. It leaves these people burdened. And then they want to blame you because they're not able to live off of you anymore. This person's up under judgment. And that's kind of what I was feeling with the King of Swords, that they could be facing a court case or a legal proceeding or something to where they're going to have to pay money to the court, or maybe they owe child support. Whatever this is, you know, they thought that they were going to take you through some type of judgment and that they were going to be able to get you prosecuted if you don't agree to something that they say. Absolutely not. Like I said, they could owe a lot of child support. And they're fighting with somebody else. This person is like, I can't get out of bed. I'm grieving. This person was not grieving the relationship until they saw you succeeding. It really was your idea. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And the ironic shit about the 4 of Wands being in reverse shows me that whatever they tried to steal from you and do themselves, they did not get any return from it because it's not something they're supposed to be doing. And so now they want to come back with their tail between their legs and beg you for help. Do not help this person. Let them figure it out on their own. You were not there creating these children. Okay, like literally, when these people were created, you were nowhere. Why would you help this person pay their rent, help this person find a place to stay, help this person pay their child support? They need to grow up, literally, because they're going to go to jail. They could be crying about the fact that they're going to go to jail because they tried to steal something from you. Could have been your destiny, and that's backfired epically. This whole community that they thought was going to support them supports you. And everything that this person said about you, they said too many stupid things. This is why this 3 of Pentacles energy that's a soul tribe to you has definitely looked at this person and been like, yeah, whatever you said about the collective is obviously not the truth. Yeah, this person knows that there's only one correct decision to make, but because they've screwed so many people over, they're having to look behind their shoulder. This person wants you to give them a safe place. I don't think you allowing anybody to come live with you or live off of you is going to get the debt collectors off of their ass, just to be honest. Like, I really don't. And I also feel like whoever this person is, they would throw you under the bus or throw you to the wolves again. Okay? Like literally, if you gave them another chance, they would do the same exact thing. I know you guys are more intuitive than that. King of Wands. This person is going to play in your face like they're this established energy and they're going to fake flex. Just know that. If they hit you up and want to make an agreement, a contract, or whatever for whatever this is that you do for work, you don't need to work with anybody else at this time. But yeah, they're going to act like they got it all when we all know that they don't. This person doesn't even have sanity. And their life is in disarray. They're not at peace at all. The Hangman. This person would like I said, they would throw you to the wolves again. Just be aware of that. They would sacrifice you the moment that they got ready, okay? The moment that they felt like they successfully stole something from you, then here they go with trying to throw you under the bus, make you look responsible. This person could be in court telling the judge why they don't pay their child support is because you left them with nothing. What the fuck? Like, the judge is not going to listen to that. Oh, I'm sorry, sir, ma'am. You've been working all of this time. The reason you didn't pay your child support is because of your ex from years and years ago. No, that's not an acceptable answer. And there is a statute of limitation on things, and this is like way beyond that. It's way beyond whatever the statute of limitation is. You're over here in your Wheel of Fortune era, winning and succeeding and getting to stand in your destiny and create something that's long lasting. This person just wants to be able to celebrate with you, but they were the one that put you in a bad situation in the past because they were bored. They thought that this is like somebody that literally had, like, you're a diamond. They had a diamond in their hand, but then they got bored and they mistook it for a regular rock. They put the diamond down and picked up a regular ass rock, somebody else, and then put that person in your face to try to make you jealous. Straight up. And now they're like, oh, I threw away the diamond. Oh no, I threw away the diamond. Now I'm stuck with this rock. Yeah, like this was all out of boredom and being discontent with their own destiny. This is the only reason people copy other people's, because they're unhappy with what God has for them, which I think is almost impossible to do. But when you're dealing with greedy, materialistic weirdos, that's the way that they feel. They're stuck on the devil's time. They don't want to do anything that's going to help another person, because that would be too much like right. Yeah, it is a cycle over and over again. 7 of Wands, literally. You are going to have to defend yourself from this person, and I think you already have. You've stood up to them, and for you to keep this Wheel of Fortune, you're going to have to keep them out of your energy. You're going to have to keep them away from you, whether that's prayer, cord cutting, whatever you feel, asking Archangel Michael to do it, because this demonic energy, it can't do anything to you unless you allow it to come back in. And this person is an abuser, okay? So it's like, I was with somebody that abused me for like seriously almost 9 years. No, you're not going back into that abused mentality. And this person's only doing this now because you have healed from something that they did. This person could have been trying to cause a mental illness in you by trying to control your mind. Like, who the fuck do they think they are with that? You realize someone offered to help you with a job and it's all connected to all of them. Exactly. And then they would take all of the credit for it, even though they didn't do any of the work. And they would literally try to take something else from you. Protect your peace, you guys. This work that you're doing is going to make a long-lasting effect. It's something that you're doing with your hands. It could be something creative, but it doesn't have to be. This is something you're very good at. You may have to defend your work because this person's going to come along thinking that they can just easily walk up. It's like they think it's like taking candy from a baby. They think they can easily come up and just pull something right out of your hands and then say that they created it. They might want to just be mindful that that is a stupid idea. And if they come anywhere near you, you are going to defend your ideas, defend your actions, and defend this work that you're doing that's pleasing the Lord, that's pleasing God. These people don't want to see you get justice, and it's your time to get justice. This person was very abusive, very neglectful, and they caused you a lot of heartache and a lot of trauma and a lot of drama and a lot of injustice. This is a lot of obstruction of justice. Thinking that they can blackmail you or use something against you. You are not this little young cub anymore. You're a lioness. You'll rip this person's face off. They need to be very aware that you are literally not trappable. Yeah, you are this star though. And they're like, how come I can't steal their star energy? How come I can't? And it's like, yo, you're not God. That's why you can't stop this person's destiny, because you're not God. This person needs to stop trying to play God in your life, literally. Good. You went through shamanic healing. Good, you guys. This, like, seriously, this person needs to stop trying to be God. They are not God. You're never going to look at them like they're God and get on your knees and worship them like they're God. Okay? That's never going to happen. Whoever told this person that this was going to be possible was obviously a fucking liar. Okay? Like, obviously. Yeah, this person was advised by somebody wise to just leave you be. That going in the past is not going, there's no way that they can resurrect something, because this person wants to straight up resurrect a connection with you. They want to bring back to life something that died, that this person killed off a long time ago. And they're not going to be able to do that. They threw away a diamond and picked up a rock, and that's on them. You know, for not knowing the difference. That's literally their problem, not yours. You've moved on. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. This star ability that you have, whatever this talent is that you possess, it's part of the inheritance that God gave you. This is not something that you just randomly, like this person straight up, they're irritating. I want to slap them out. And this is why. Because they're acting like they were the one that gave you these gifts, that they were the one that inspired you to be who you are. This person, you were born with this, and they know that. They're just acting like they can do something about it, and they really can't. They're going to find out the hard way that you are protected and that God will see you prosper under all circumstances. Literally, this person is about to find out in a very negative way that you are not the 1, the 2, the 3, or the 4. I'm so sorry, you guys, that you went through abuse. My heart goes out to you. I went through some really hard shit, and I would never go back to it. That's why I think that people like this are deranged. Like, it must be the moon magic. They feel like they can domesticate you. I will never serve a fucking man like I did when I was married in the past. Hell no. You know, you guys have gone within, you've healed, and you're moving forward. And you've found that inner light, and you disconnected yourself from people, places, and things that don't mean you any good. Literally. You also are asking questions as to why you drew this person in, and that's exactly what you should be doing, so that you don't make the same mistake. I don't think that you will. And then this person was a mistake. They were just a karmic lesson. That's all. Just something for you to learn that when somebody comes in, they should have something to equally offer. If they can't have a fair exchange of energy with you, then they don't need to be in your energy. And that's verbatim for friends, lovers, spouses. If there can't be it's just like how I charge $20. Like, there has to be an exchange of energy. That's all it is. And with this person, there is no exchanging of energy. This is them taking, you know, and then there being nothing left for anybody else because all they did was take. And this person cannot hold on to anything. It's like they've got a hole in their hand. Everything that they get goes in and out of their life really quickly. It's like this person will never be blessed with anything long lasting because they can't maintain anything long lasting. And they have some type of negative mark on their record to where they're not going to be able to find a place to live. Whose fault is that? Ace of Cups. You're loved by God. This is what this person sees. I mean, after all these years, now they finally have realized that you are loved by God, and that's why they can't destroy you. So they feel like, well, if you can't beat them, then join them, but you're not going to let this person join with you. The reason that you have this Ace of Pentacles here, which is money coming from heaven, your pennies come from heaven type energy, and you have this love coming from God, is because you're doing the right thing with your gifts and abilities and talents. You're using them to help inspire people, not hurt people. And that's what this person wants to do with your abilities. They want to turn it evil in some type of way because this person is vindictive. And they were always competing with you. Even in the past, when they were pretending to support you, they felt competitive, which is really strange to me. Five of Swords. This person was thinking, oh, I've got to put myself first, but they did it to the detriment of everyone else around them. And this is why they're being harshly judged. One of the reasons. Okay, what else do we need to know before we go? This person is seeing you get the Ace of Pentacles, and they're like, damn, damn, how can I take them to court and sue them? How can I get money out of them? How can I extort them? This person needs to be aware that if they try to come blackmail you or do any dumb, stupid moves, you will go to the police and you'll be like, hey, somebody's trying to blackmail me. They're trying to say that whatever from the past. You know, it is illegal to extort people. It's also illegal to blackmail people. The Chariot. What did I say about that? You will go to the freaking police. That is what the Chariot card represents. You will go straight to the police and you will tell them what this person is on. And like, hopefully, if this person does attempt anything like that, you could get a restraining order. Because I feel like you keeping this person as far away from you as possible is going to be the best thing for you. And they know that, and this is why they're wanting to come in at the last minute to sabotage something that you already have going on. Where was this person when you needed them? Oh, they didn't care about you then. It's only because they see you taking care of yourself now that they want to come back in and destroy that. Because you guys are no longer in a mentally unfit state. That's what I'm literally getting. This person is such a devil and vampire to the point where they were depleting your energy to where you could not even have normal thoughts. And that's where you do not need to go back to. This is why you're not going to accept this bum behavior and this loser back. They destroy everything that they touch. Everything that they get their hands on, they ruin. So they might as well just stay in the corner that they're in and mind their own business. Because you're not going to pay this person's bills either. Page of Pentacles. You're over here concerned with an actual legacy that you're going to be leaving your people, even if you don't have children. This person acts like because they had children with somebody else that they're more deserving of your resources than you are. And that's delusional. I don't care how many children this person has. You are worthy of your own resources. Again, why doesn't this person go get their own resources? Why are they wanting yours? They're super shook that you have moved on and that you're happy. Three of Wands. And you just have to remember how long it took you to repair yourself. That you actually have something going that's really good here. And you're going to be able to help other people that were in a similar situation. This person may be wanting to spy on you, but every monitoring spirit that they send to spy on you will be put in the Ten of Swords. And these people are going to have to watch you be in the Three of Cups, get your wishes granted, be popular, be loved, have a harvest, you know, and have a soul contract with the universe. This person wants your home. They want to come in, get in a relationship with you, take over your home, domestically violently abuse you, and then get you this person would like enter into some type of like binding contract with you to try to set you up so that you would go to the mental institution or something. That's the type of plans that they have. They want this Ten of Pentacles. This person is broke and homeless, and they're with another loser that does not have a home, does not have resources, and they've mooched off of this other person, this rock that they picked up randomly because they decided to throw the diamond away. This person has been mooching off of this rock, and this rock has nothing left. Like literally, you can't take this person back because literally they would take this Ten of Pentacles from you, or they would attempt to. This would be everything that they try to do to you, to torture you and torment you, would be so that you walk away from a home, or you walk away from you being an influence to others or important. This person wants to devalue you. Anytime this is why they're not going to be able to get a place to live. Every time they walk into a building, they depreciate the value of that building because that person is in it. And that's a real sad thing to say, but it's the absolute truth. This person thought that, oh, I'll just get them in a relationship and then kick them out of their own house and take them to court and lie on them. And I'll just create a false contract, a false lawsuit against them, and I'll eventually be able to take something permanently. No, that's not what's going to happen. They know that you're not going to agree. There's also a Queen of Wands that thinks that they're better than you. Okay, this person thinks that they're the most attractive thing in the world, and that this is a very sexual person that only thinks about sex. And that's all that they can really, the only thing that's all that this person is worth. They're completely broke and broken and unhappy. And you're over here being the Queen of Pentacles. And there's a big difference between these two cards. Yes, they're both queens, but this person can't even uphold being a witch. Like they're a shitty witch. You are over here being an abundant person that thrives. And this person, she could have thought that she was this Queen of Pentacles in the past. Okay, she could have started out a Queen of Pentacles, but since being with this loser, she's been brought down to a Queen of Wands. So, you know, it's just cause and effect. If you get some news in the mail that this person is looking for a place to live or they're trying to apologize, throw it away. I would not even read whatever this is. If this is a text message that they send, they're going to be in major regret because you're not going to enter into a binding contract, a lover's contract with them. You're saying no to them. You're much stronger than them. This person's only doing this because they owe money. They owe child support. They owe a lot of people money. And they feel like they can use you to pay somebody else. They're not going to be able to do that, though. When these debt collectors come looking for the money that's owed, this person's not going to be like, oh, collective has it. Why don't you go get it from them? No, collective did not borrow the money. Why would these debt collectors come bother some random ass other person out of the blue because this other person from the past owes? Like literally, they need to think a little bit smarter, not harder, smarter. Yeah, this person is blocked. There's no action moving in their life. They're not going to be able to get a house. They're not going to be able to get a vehicle. The only way that this person will ever get their hands on anything that's worth value is by stealing it or getting in a relationship with somebody else and taking it from them. Confirmation. That's the only way, because they'll never ever make enough money to get a real possession. This person is a leech, okay? They're a leech. And you deserve way better. You guys deserve to have the world. 9 of Wands. This person is acting like they're the wounded one. This is the type of person that comes in with the intent to betray you and hurt you, and then they act like they're the wounded one. In what world? And you're over here being a 9 of Pentacles, standing on your own 2 feet, being able to support yourself, and you're not caring about what this person wants, which is the wisest thing that you could do, literally. And even though this person is like this, you did not create this beast within them. They did this on their own. Somehow they invited the devil into their heart, their soul, their life, and they let the shit take over. And this is why this person thinks that these stupid ideas are actually possible. It's because they're being led on by some lower vibrational energy that they work with. You guys are a high priestess. You've already seen what I'm talking about. It's the devil's a liar. Exactly. And this person, if they didn't want to have ending after ending in their life, they should probably not have called upon death. Because like the thing is that you guys can transcend death, and you have already. This person caused a lot of endings in your life when you knew them. You can transcend death. They know this. They know that they cannot. They won't survive it. This person has some type of disease. And they think that you're doing magic to be successful, and you being the magician is part of your destiny. It's not that you're really doing magic. It's just that you're working on yourself and you're healing. And this person is involving other people. I was hearing gang members. They're involving other people that are very surface level, materialistic, and stupid, that only have a codfish to offer, which nobody wants a freaking codfish. And it's not your job to take care of this person. And then not only that, whatever this person's involved in, you're not going to be involved with this type of shit, this debauchery. You're not going to be involved with that. There's no way. 4 of Swords. This is a permanent ending for this person. They need to look to what's about to happen to them. Involving all of these self-centered people. This is like seriously such a retarded idea. Knight of Pentacles. There's going to be somebody that comes subpoenas this person to court. And they're going to want you to feel responsible for that. And if this person did any type of identity theft, trying to steal your destiny, trying to steal a project from you, you have literally the evidence that you created this thing first. Yeah, they want to come in with a bullshit love offer and pretend to like you again so that they can benefit off of your financial abundance. It's a no. You have an Ace of Wands here, which means whatever you plant will grow. Whatever you're investing your energy and time into is going to be very successful and very fruitful. This person, I don't care how many King of Pentacles they know, you're not going to make a deal with the devil. You're not going to make a deal for finances, and you're not taking care of nobody else's stupid ass children. Literally. No. Okay. So when this person decides to come back, because they always were going to do this, you know, foolishness, just be like, no. All you have to do is say no. Okay. Yeah. Con artist. Exactly. All right, you guys, thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you so much. Thank you for donating. Please like the video, tap the notification bell. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Okay. Literally, yeah, it wasn't a test. It was a real life challenge, and they tried a plan, and this is the failed attempt of that. And now this person's looking at all the money they owe and the children they have to take care of, and they're bent out of shape about that. All right. Okay, you guys, peace be with you. Please like the video, tap the notification bell, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next reading, okay? All right, bye. Have a wonderful evening, you guys. And thank you so much, Fashionista, as always. I love you guys so much. Bye.